Hey there, Latoya. How are you?
Hi, Sharice. I'm
Oh,
great.
I'm so excited. Let me do this really quickly. I'm going to share this wonderful time with you inside of our Launch and Scale group. So,
Yes.
if you just bear with me for just a second here. There we
Okay.
go. All righty. Excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, do us a favor, my dear. Share with everyone who you are. Where are you located? I know you're a best-selling author because I can see that, and we have talked about that. But yeah, so tell us who are you? What are your credentials? And where are you?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Latoya Buchanan. I am an award receiving two-time best-selling author. I am a
Love
board
that.
certified family nurse practitioner, registered nurse with 15 years of nursing experience. Whew. And I am located in Raleigh, North Carolina. And thanks to this amazing program, I am now trained in root cause blood work analysis and holistic care.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
And I loved, yes, your name was Latoya Buchanan, but you are also known as who or what?
The blood work MP.
The Blood Work NP. I love that. I love that, you guys. So y'all be sure to connect with Latoya. She is the Blood Work NP on Instagram. I think as well as Facebook. I'll make sure I tag so that way people can follow along.
And
But I want
TikTok.
to oh well,
It
that's
stays with us.
we'll see what happens. We'll see
Yes.
what happens. And so we'll share with everyone, who it is that you serve. What type of who is it that you serve, and what type of work that you do in this world?
Absolutely. So I support high earning professionals challenged with trouble sleeping and fatigue to restore sleep and increase energy so they can increase their profitability.
And who doesn't need that? I love that. I love that niche for
Yes.
you. I love
Yeah.
that niche for you. I know that we worked on that for a bit because we were going to go a couple of
hmm
different ways, but that just
Yeah,
felt like home,
it
right?
does for
Yeah.
sure.
And it's so needed. It's so needed. And
hmm
so, if you could do this for me, share a little bit about what was your business like prior to you joining the Process Practitioner Program.
Wow. So, Sharice, prior to this program, I loved holistic care. That is how I treated myself after multiple car accidents as I was
Mm,
going through the nurse practitioner program. Was holistically, that was my saving grace. But it's so much that you can learn in holistic care.
yeah.
And so I was really struggling to figure out which direction I wanted to go in with my business. I also love IV hydration. I love saunas, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
And, I was like, okay, I could do this, but it still did not feel complete. I felt like there was more that I had to give.
Mhm.
And those are amazing things, for people to have and be able to get, vitamins via IV. But there was definitely more I knew I had to give. And
Mhm.
so I was struggling with, who is it that I'm going to serve and what all am I going to offer them? What are all my gifts and my talents that I have that I can give to someone to help heal them the way that I heal myself?
Right.
Right. So, it was just a struggle, clarity. And for me, clarity is everything. Anything I'm going to do, I want to do with excellence. I
Absolutely.
want my clients' lives to be completely transformed. So, what gifts and talents that I have to offer them? It wasn't clear,
Mhm.
regarding healthcare. And so I was seeking that clarity. And so my business in turn was, it was there, the name, everything was set up, but there were no clients. There
Yeah.
was no people because I had
Yeah.
no vision. I had no vision.
Oh my gosh, you've said a
Yeah.
mouthful. And
Yeah.
I know there are so many people that are watching right now or that are
hmm
watching the replay, that
Yeah.
that's where they are. They have a business. They
hmm
know in their heart, their soul, like with their whole being, there's so much that they want
hmm
to do and so much they want to give and so much, such a huge impact that they're wanting to make.
Yes.
But but how? It's the how and the who and the,
Exactly.
all the pieces. It's kind of like you have a
hmm
puzzle, but don't have
Yeah.
all the puzzle pieces together, right?
Exactly.
Which
Exactly.
which can be frustrating because like you,
Very.
right, because again, you have like this tugging and pulling at your heart to
Yeah.
do so much, right?
Yeah.
And so I just want to just first is recognize if you are watching and that is you, just know you're not alone. I see you and we've got you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because that really is the first step, the clarity around it all.
Hmm.
And so what I'm hearing you say is you have the business was formed like on paper
Yeah.
and
On
kind of
paper.
in your mind, but you didn't
Hmm.
really have any type of systematic approach. You weren't sure who to help and
Mm-mm.
how and what capacity, right?
Mm-mm.
And what to do first, second, third, fourth, fifth to really,
Exactly.
because businesses make money. Let's just be clear.
Yes.
We can all say that we have a business, but if you're not making money, you don't have a business. You may have a hobby, you may have an expensive hobby because it might be
Yes.
costing you, in fact. But but we're here to run profitable businesses, and we're here to save lives, and we're here
Hmm.
to help people heal themselves. Correct?
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so yeah, and so I want to know, I would love to hear from you kind of you were NP already, right? You said 15 years
Yes.
as a nurse. 15 years.
Yes.
How long have you been NP?
MP 5 years.
5 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you've got the education, right? You've got
Hmm.
the clinical training, you've got the
Yes.
experience, in fact. And
Hmm.
so what I would love for you to share is how has your clinical competence increased since enrolling in the Prosperous Practitioner Program?
Let me tell you. So I've always been a very smart cookie from a little girl, honor roll, etc. Went to meet, the governor of the state. Like
Oh wow.
I was honor roll, highly intelligent, right? Went to college, graduated with honors. I pride myself in education and how
Hmm.
intelligent I am,
And you
right?
should.
Right. But when it comes to, okay, how did I make this happen for myself when I healed myself after those car accidents? What did I do? Trying to put that into like a framework or a
Hmm.
method or a blueprint to be
Hmm.
able to replicate it for someone else.
Right.
And so, my clinical expertise as an MP as a nurse was there, but for analyzing blood work, it was there. I thought, I knew a little bit
Right.
until that master class came along, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I almost knew nothing
I
really.
know. It makes you think like, what have I been doing? Like
What have I
what
been doing?
right?
What have I been doing? Thought I was saving lives out here, and I was,
Yeah.
but I wasn't transforming lives."
Mm,
Right? I was pill pushing, and conventional medicine has its place. So this is me in
sure.
no way bashing conventional medicine. If you
Right.
need surgery, get surgery,
I want the
right?
best surgeon. Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. Yeah.
Right. But you know that there is more that you can give in healthcare after learning more about the complete blood count and how to heal the thyroid without treating the thyroid and what TSH really means,
Right.
and when you're prescribing the levothyroxine, what is really the pathophysiology happening? And that's the respect that I do have for physicians, is they do get more of the patho than
Hmm.
you do as a nurse practitioner. They really get a thorough understanding of the body, the way that it works. And then when you present chemicals to the body and to your cells, what the response is, and exactly where in that algorithm is, the medication interfering, and how does that work. But then when you find out, oh my gosh, wait, so this medicine I'm giving is just really giving them more hormone for their thyroid, but the issue may not even be that they need more hormone.
Hormone.
So I'm giving them hormone and they're experiencing side effects and their liver's metabolizing it, and they don't even need more hormone.
Right.
So you just start to think like, wow, there is so much more out information that I could utilize to transform the lives of my patient, to really give my client that quality of life that they're seeking. So it has leveled up. Okay, it has leveled
Yeah.
up my clinical skills, abilities, my ability to confidently, give the patient that information, make it relatable for them, make them understand it. So it's
Right.
something Dr. Orlando says that I love, is like reading a crystal ball. And
Isn't it? It's
yes, so to
yeah.
be able to do that now, it's like, oh my gosh, Latoya, how did you know? I feel so good because I'm like, man, my clinical expertise like is really leveling up with each class. And
Right.
I love it. And I love the way that it makes the client feel. And I love how they respond to me,
Right.
because of it.
Well, because they have, and we can all, I know we have all either experienced it ourselves
Mm-hmm.
from a patient perspective, or we've heard it from our patients or our
Yes.
clients that, well, all your labs look fine. I don't know
Oh,
why you're feeling like that. Like, your labs look great. And you're like,
oh,
what?
oh.
Like, I know something's wrong. And so
Yes.
to your point where you said that, your clients appreciate you so much because you are
Mm.
giving them answers that nobody has been able to give them. That's
Nobody.
number one, that's frustrating. Number two, that's scary to know that
It
something's going
is.
on,
Mm-hmm.
something, to know that something's not right in your body. And
Yes.
then for people to keep specialists even to keep telling, oh,
Yes.
your labs are fine. Like, oh, just go home, your labs, or take this medicine, your labs are fine.
Oh my gosh. And what you guys
Right.
have taught me and what I continue to quote, normal does not mean healthy.
That part.
Ah,
Normal does not mean healthy.
oh my gosh.
It's so
Because
true.
people know what they feel, Sharice. Like they know
Right.
how they're feeling.
Right.
So to have someone dismiss what you're feeling, that's how I felt when I was hurting and I had those pounding headaches in the back of my head and I
Yes.
was limping. I'm a young one. Why am I limping?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been in a car accident. Oh, well, you only have a slight bulge here in your spine, and you really shouldn't feel that way. But, lady, I
But
feel
I
it every
do.
day.
Yeah.
Every day I'm struggling to be a mom. I had 3 children under the age of 10,
Yeah.
right? In grad school, working 2 and 3 jobs, and I'm limping. My kids wanted to play at the park, and I'm
Hmm.
limping.
Yeah.
But I'm normal or I'm slightly abnormal, but
Normal.
I wasn't healthy. And
Right.
then I gained 50 pounds after the steroids and stuff.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm. We won't even go there. Listen,
let me tell you.
I had a steroid journey too when I had COVID back in 2021, and oh
Oh,
my gosh, yeah.
uh-huh.
If anyone's ever been on steroids, they know, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, you've said so much, and you really just spoke to, the difference between functional medicine and root cause, looking at things from a
Yes.
root cause versus, traditional medicine. Again, there's a time and
Yes.
place
Mm-hmm.
for traditional medicine, but
Mm-hmm.
functional medicine is,
Yes.
when you can really help to get to the root cause and give
Mm.
people answers um,
Mm.
to why they're experiencing what they're experiencing. And not just give them answers to why they're experiencing what they're experiencing, but give them solutions that aren't
Yes.
going to create more problems.
Yes, exactly. Like
Yeah.
that hormone,
Right. Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like, didn't need
Oh
it.
my gosh. So
Yeah.
yeah. So your clinical competence has increased.
That's enhanced humongously. I don't even think there's a word
It
humongously.
is today. We're going to just go with humongously today. It's a word.
Humongously. Yes.
Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. And I'm guessing that has affected your confidence with
Oh
your business. So
yeah.
not so much at the, at the bedside per se,
Hmm.
but in your business and how you show up in your business. Can you talk a little bit about that and your willingness to share more
Yes.
about your business, because you know that you've got like a leg up, like some things
Hmm.
that
Absolutely.
other people don't know. So yeah. Talk to us a
Absolutely.
little bit about that.
Yeah,
How
it makes it more
Mhm,
natural, like family gatherings,
mhm,
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, at church, even,
mhm,
talking to other parents and their kids. And I joined the medical team at church as well. So
mhm.
it's just like those conversations. I mean, just someone saying something as simple as, oh man, I'm so tired this morning. Like, oh my gosh, we had to be here so early today. Like, why am I always so tired? I'm like, you always tired? Really? I remember I used to feel the same way, and just opening
Mhm.
that door, like, hey, what have you been to the doctor about it? What did they say? And most of the time, well, I looked it up in a Facebook group and somebody said take B12 and I tried it and
Right.
it helped a little bit for a little while, but it's not really helping. Or, girl, I just get my Starbucks every morning, it give me the kick that I need. And it's like, oh, wow. So you really don't know why you're feeling that way. And a lot of
Right.
people don't realize, they never thought about, why am I feeling this way?
Right.
It's just,
Exactly.
I just know I'm
It's
tired
it's
all the
be-
time.
they've normalized it,
There you
right?
go.
They've normalized it,
Yes,
and it's common, but it's not normal.
it's not normal. And so
Yeah.
when those conversations really enlighten people and it opens them up.
Yeah.
And that's where I continue to get the confidence from. And then every time I
Mhm.
can I can talk a little bit more about it. You know,
Yeah.
and I used to feel like I was being, I didn't want to feel pushy. I remember having that
Hmm.
conversation. I don't want to be pushy. And it's not, you are giving them solutions. And you said something to me and one of our calls that was so enlightening. Like, is it really changing the trajectory of your life? Or will this change the trajectory of their life? And I'm like,
Right.
wait, oh my gosh. So that boosted the confidence even more because I
Yeah.
know their lives will be transformed. I know
Forever.
that. I'm just really being that support for them to help them to realize your life can truly be transformed. You don't have to live this way.
No.
There are
Yeah.
other solutions that will work for you, that will be effective, and that will completely change your life. You will not even recognize your life
Yeah.
anymore.
That are
You
natural
know,
solutions too. Not
natural
just solutions, because they've
work
gotten
with
some
the body.
solutions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But natural solutions, and just
Yes.
like you just said, working with your body, not against your
Mm-hmm.
body. You know,
Yes.
going back to what you mentioned a second ago about B12. You know, that's it's like, oh yeah, well, and B12 is natural. It's a vitamin,
Yes.
vitamin B12.
Yes.
Not, but why do you need B12? Why are you needing to
Mm-hmm.
take that every week? And if you don't get
Mm-hmm.
your B12 injection, you're
Yes.
you're crawling out of bed
That's
after
right.
this, and you're crawling to Starbucks. So looking for
Yep.
whatever you can take,
Yep.
right? And so it's
Yes.
about going deeper, giving them answers, and providing them with natural solutions. So
Absolutely.
love that.
Absolutely. Which
And
is
so, go ahead.
amazing. I was just saying it's fulfilling too, to know that, this is going to work along with your body and it's a natural solution to work along with your body. Because I remember when they took that special, it was just a little anti-inflammatory. They were giving me
Mhm,
baclofen for my pain and
mhm,
it was working because I was driving like an hour and a half for
mm,
grad school class and then about 2 hours to do the clinical and the practicums. I was still studying. I was still a mom. I was still working. So when they took that pill from me and said they weren't going to pay for that pill anymore, I documented all of that in my book. When
mm,
they took that
mm,
pill from me, I
mhm.
thought that was the end of my world. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't survive without. And it wasn't even a narcotic, it was a little anti
Right.
inflammatory. But that's what
Yeah.
it was. My body was inflamed as a result of multiple accidents.
Right.
And I was like, what am I going to do? So meanwhile, my body had to break that baclofen down the whole time I was taking it.
Right. Right.
But when I started going holistic, it was just like my body's like, thank you. First, you're letting me rest and
Yes.
get restored. I don't have to keep trying
Yeah.
to metabolize this pill.
Right. And try to do
You know,
both, right? Metabolize the
yes,
pill, then try to work on the inflammation. Look,
at the same
our
time.
bodies are phenomenally resilient. However, it
Mm-hmm.
does have we do have capacity. We do reach a capacity at
Exactly.
a certain point. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So it's just an
yeah.
amazing journey, fulfilling
Love that.
journey.
Love
Yeah.
that. And so we talked a little bit about the clinical side. And so,
Mm-hmm.
the process practitioner, of course, is half clinical and then half business development. So I would
Yes.
love to hear, how has the business development piece, business development education that you received in the program, and you're not even finished
Mm-hmm.
with the program yet, and you're already experiencing so many beautiful wins that we're going to talk
Yeah.
about just a second.
Yes.
But how has the business education and implementation shifted for you since being in the program, or while
Wow.
being in the program?
So I would definitely say for that confidence in business, the same
Mhm.
way it enhanced my clinical abilities, it has opened my mind to business and what business really is, which is service
Mhm.
and serving people. It's something that someone needs, and that's what you're giving to them. And that helps me to say, you know what, I can talk about this more,
Right.
and um, I can actually promote this more. You know what I mean? Because people
Mhm.
actually need it, versus be feeling like, oh, I'm just gonna go sell something. No, I can promote this more because this is what the world needs. This is what these people who can't sleep, they're tired all the time, they need healing. So
Yeah.
it's opened my mind up. So when I take the time to really, listen in class, and I'm a big, as I've told you, I have to listen to it again and again,
Mhm.
and every time I listen to it, something else stands out.
Something
I'm
picks
like,
up. Hmm.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this is what I believe that my client needs. So this is
Mhm.
the method that I'm going to be using to really help them. This is how I develop my method. And the people I talk to, they're constantly telling me, oh my gosh, I might fall asleep, but I wake up after 3 hours. I can't go back. My mind is racing.
Mm.
Those things kind of help you with your business development because, now people are always talking to me about being tired. So
Right.
that's who I need to try to make sure I reach, people who are
Right.
tired, you know?
Right. I always say all the time, pay attention to what's
Yeah.
going on around you.
Yes.
Just in little simple
Yeah.
conversation, little simple conversations that are going on around you, simple
Mm-hmm.
things that are just mentioned, and you're like, wait a minute, it's like ding 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 ding. So,
Exactly.
but you know what? It goes back to it's having that clarity, because when you
Mm-hmm.
are in a space of,
Yeah.
oh, I can help everybody, which you can, we all can. We've all been
Mm-hmm.
trained to be able to help older people, younger people,
Yes.
teens, babies, the whole pregnant women, the whole
Yes.
nine. However, in your business, once you do
Mm-hmm.
focus on a niche, now you start hearing things differently. Things start showing up because now you are attuned
Yeah.
and you're clear on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
and then it starts appearing. You're like, well, wow, well, this is
It's
just happening. This is happening. Right?
That is accurate. Yes, yes. I know my
Yeah.
friends are like, I'm like, oh my, no, are you tired again? Really? Like, come
Yeah.
on, you need to let me look at your blood work. Like, come on. Oh, and I'm like, okay, well, listen, I'm here. I know that you're trying this and you feel like that's gonna work, but I'm telling you, this is really gonna help us figure out why. And it's also that compassion in business too.
Yeah.
I think we can bring that as nurses, that
Absolutely.
compassion with people. And so, as you're
Mhm.
talking to them about, listen, I can help you figure out why you're feeling this way, it's the
Yeah.
way in which you talk to the people as well. Because if someone's like, listen, I just look at your blood work and you need to tell, you're not really going to hear that. But if
Yeah.
someone's like, really in tune to you, showing not in nonverbal ways that, wow, okay, oh, you're
Mhm.
really feeling that. Oh, I bet that doesn't feel great. It's the same thing we do as nurses, anyways. It's therapeutic communication.
It is. You're just using it slightly differently, but you're absolutely right. And
Yes.
so one of the things that it's for those of you who are, if
Mm-hmm.
you're not sure like what she's expressing, it's
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that we teach inside the program is how to have an effective enrollment conversation, which is
Yes.
just a sales call. And you had such a huge awareness the other day that you shared
Yes.
with us. And so
Yes.
how has so there's an art and a science to being able
Yes, it
to
is.
have an effective enrollment conversation to enroll clients into your program. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why, of course, we help you get clarity on what it is that you want to do, who it is that you want to help you
Mm-hmm.
develop that program, of course, help
Yes.
you price the program, yes, and
Mm-hmm.
then
Yes.
help you attract clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then of course the client delivery piece of it, which is working with them with in terms of implementing your protocols and your framework and all of that, which we help you develop this
Mm-hmm.
program as well. But um, where I was going was well, share with us your epiphany that you had from that the training, the enrollment conversation training.
Oh, I got so many. Um, I got so many,
That's a good thing.
but a few of them. One was really just hearing them. Putting your listening ears on and
Yeah.
really repeating to them what they're telling you their problem is, to let them know you're still in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because they'll tell you, I keep trying to tell, my provider, my doctor, my PA, my NP that I'm feeling this way, and they're telling me that nothing is wrong. And I'm like, okay, I hear you. So you've been to your doctor repeatedly twice in the past 6 months, and they've told you that your labs are normal and they don't know what's wrong with you. Oh my gosh, you're listening to me. And I'm
Right.
just, telling you what
It's
it is
something
that
so
you
simple, yet so
powerful.
effective and powerful
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
needed and needed.
Yes. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. People need to be
Um,
heard.
yeah. Let me ask you this, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you continue, but I want to ask you, prior to you learning how to have an effective enrollment conversation,
Mm-hmm.
were you when you were trying to enroll people into your services or whatnot, were you doing all the
Mm-hmm.
talking, and were you kind of like in that convincing mode, like that convincing energy?
Yes, because
Right.
you feel like when you hear business, for me, when I hear business, it's like sales. You're like,
Right.
I gotta sell something, I gotta
Yeah.
sell. But you never think, you know what? I'm really selling me, my life. This is
Yeah.
really my testimony. This is really
Right.
what I went through. This
Yeah.
is really who I am to the core,
Right.
right? So
Hmm.
people are really, and we know this is in healthcare. You will like a nurse based on their personality. You will
Hmm.
dislike a nurse based on their personality. If
Hmm.
they're caring for
Hmm.
you, I always say when I had my children, I always had a good nurse. Who's coming in today? Betty. Yay, Betty. Right? Betty's
Yeah.
gonna make sure I get up and go to the restroom. Betty's gonna make sure she asks me how my pain is and
Right.
addresses it. She's gonna make sure my sheets get clean. And they're like, oh, who's coming in tonight? Alice. You like, Alice?
Like, who's Alice?
Do I have to have Alice? You know, and these are
Right.
just names. If your name is
Right.
Alice, I'm sure you're a good person. I'm not saying you're not, but you know, just for an
You know,
example. But
yeah.
basically, in nursing, you kind of know that you connect with people based on their personality and how kind
Right.
they are to you, how
Right.
attentive they are to you. So
Yeah.
even in the business development portion, it's really just you being confident in who you are. If you're a kind person, be
And,
confident in
mhm.
your kindness. If you're a
Right.
genuine person, be confident in your ability to be genuine. Because
Right.
before, I was doing a lot of this, and I
Right.
never allowed my clients to, or potential clients, to really talk. So I'm
Right.
over
And
talking them.
they
They
go
don't
ahead.
like
I
it.
don't want to overtalk you. Go ahead.
You know, good. I like it. But yeah, they felt like, you know, okay, you're doing all the talking, and they're not. You're treating them like everyone else because
Right.
no one else gives them a chance to talk. And you
Right.
you think you know what I want, like.
Right.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me, oh well, I know why you call me because you can't find any solutions, right? Well, I didn't tell you I couldn't find any solutions. You're assuming, you know. But if you just take that moment and be who you are, really let your personality shine and be a listening ear. Have
Mhm.
that compassion, that kindness, you know, those traits about you that your best friends actually love and why they come to you for
Mhm.
advice. Manifest that in your business when you are speaking to potential clients. Let them see
Yeah.
your kindness and that you're calm and that you can be that listening ear for them. And that could very well change whether they choose to work with you or not. But if
Right.
you're just doing
Try,
all the talking, you don't be quiet, they
right. You're
can
trying to
never
make it all about you. Trying to get the sale, get the money.
get the
People feel that.
sale.
They
They feel
feel that.
desperation. You
They
told me
feel the
that.
desperation. They do.
Mm-hmm.
They even
Yeah.
they it just
Yeah.
pours through. And so what
Yeah.
I am hearing you say is just being very authentic, number one, and not
Yes.
shifting to like the salesy persona that we think.
Yes.
And it's so weird how we have like we think what sales, we think how you have to be. No, 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 no. Being your
Mm-hmm.
true authentic self, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then asking some very, yes, being present and listening,
Oh
but
yeah.
asking very specific questions in a very specific way,
Uh,
so where it doesn't feel like you're selling because you're
yes.
not.
Yes, you're not.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
And
not.
so yeah, so
Yeah.
I love that. So speaking of selling and enrolling people into your services, okay, let me see if I get this right. You enrolled 4 people in one day
4 people in
in your
one day.
root cause blood work analysis, right?
In my root cause blood work analysis. Yes,
So
I
okay,
was
and you're not even through the program yet,
not
finishing the
even through
program.
the
So this is one
program.
thing we always say. We are so for real about
Hmm.
helping you get quick wins and helping you to
Yes,
earn while you learn, and you're doing just that. You've done just that, and you continue to do
yes,
just that. So 4 clients,
yes,
one day in your root cause
yes.
blood work analysis. Have you ever enrolled four
Hmm.
clients at anything in your entire life
No,
in one
ma'am.
day?
No, ma'am.
So big win,
No.
and yeah, and it's just, and you're just starting, and so how did
Yes,
that
yes.
feel? How did that feel to be able to?
Oh my. I couldn't. I couldn't believe it was happening. My
Yeah,
phone was like, bzz, bzz. I was like, what? One, two, wait, what? Okay, what, wait,
payment
what?
dings
Yes,
coming through. Yeah,
payment
yeah,
dings coming through. And
yeah,
I was like, oh my goodness.
yeah.
Wow. And I really had so much energy to give in that moment, but it was just shocked as well. Like,
It's like
this
this
is
is
really
happening.
working. Like, I cannot believe
Exactly.
I just needed to close my mouth a little bit
Oh my
and
god. Right.
listen to people. And it was like, they were
Yeah.
just, and I was
Yeah.
like, it was so amazing. And what I appreciate about the program, what helped me to get to that place
Mhm.
was celebrating our wins.
Every week.
That
Yeah.
is magic because in that moment, it makes you experience gratitude for
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
And gratitude opens so many doors. I mean,
It
it opens
does.
up that spiritual energy.
It
It
does.
just opens up that good energy for you to allow all good things to flow to you. Because what you're saying is, you know what? Thank you. This happened and this was great. Thank you.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and whether you're saying,
And
I
it becomes a
appreciate me.
compound effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, keep going. Keep, go ahead.
Yeah, whether it's just like, I appreciate me for, actually getting up this morning and being on this call tonight, because my
Mm-hmm.
day was hectic,
Mm-hmm.
and this happened and there was an accident on the freeway and I was having a hard time getting to my kids, and,
Yeah.
but I came home and I was like, I'm going to get on tonight. And it gives you a surge of energy when you are in that room with other people celebrating their wins as well. And you
Yeah.
suddenly get that energy. It's just like, I
Yeah.
get to go in that room. Oh, I
Right.
got a little bit. Let me get in the room, right?
Yeah, it's
Let
so
me get in
it's
the room.
there's so much to be said about getting in the room.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship can be isolating. It's just you,
Oh,
you know,
oh yeah.
but there's something to say about how quickly you can calibrate to the
Mm-hmm.
amount of greatness that is in the room, and how
Mm,
that elevates you in your
mm,
thinking, in your being, in your doing.
mm-hmm.
And then you start to see results, and you're like, oh my God, like, oh, this is happening, like
Yes.
it's happening,
This is
because
happening.
you allowed yourself to get in the
Mhm.
room. You put
Yes.
yourself in proximity to other people who are doing the doggone thing.
Yes.
And it's, there's a saying, a a rising tide lifts all ships. I want to make sure I say that right. A rising tide lifts all ships. And so when you're in the
Mm.
room with
Wow.
people that are rising, that are stepping into the fullness of who they are, that are embracing their next level of
Yes.
clinical competence and
Yep.
business confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Yeah.
doing that as a collective,
Mm-hmm.
you can't help but.
You can't help
You
but.
can't
and
help
and
but.
we you had
Yeah.
one who was done, and she was like, does that mean I can't come back to class?
I know. Beverly's like, I'm not leaving. I'm coming
Right?
back next
She's
week.
like,
I know I'm
so,
finished, but
so are you telling me I can't log
oh
in?
my gosh, I know, I
She wanted to
know.
be there. It's
It's
that
yeah,
type of
it's
energy and
yeah,
uplifting. And
yeah.
even if you feel like at the start of it, when people are celebrating, when you're sitting there like, oh, I don't have it. And I've heard people,
Right. I don't have
and
anything to
I felt like
celebrate.
that.
Mhm.
I don't have anything. And it's like, oh, you got something. And it's like, yeah, well, I'll come back to you. And after you've heard one or two people, it's like you think of something, what?
Mhm.
My
I
goodness,
did
I
do
cooked dinner
something.
tonight. I cooked a good dinner tonight,
So whether it's something like that, or whether it's something like, oh, I did tell someone,
I did tell
about my business. I forgot. Well, listen, at
Yep.
the end of the day, no one can pay you. No one can work with you if
Yes.
they don't know that you're in business, if you don't tell them.
Yes.
So that in
Yes.
and of itself is a win, whether they enroll with you or not.
Exactly.
But the fact that you even shared,
I open my
and it's
mouth.
those little wins. And
Hmm.
every time you open your mouth, guess what? Your
Yes.
confidence increases.
Oh yeah. For
Your
sure.
right, your confidence increases,
For
your
sure.
confidence increases. And so yeah, every win, small, what you would consider small or big,
Hmm.
is a win nonetheless, and deserves to be celebrated. So I love that. So as
Absolutely.
we are wrapping up, Latoya, I could talk to you all day, but as we're
Ah,
wrapping up, what has been what would you say that's your favorite part of the program? If not, what's been your favorite part of the program?
honestly, my favorite part of the program is the understanding that you and Dr. Orlandis have. You guys are relatable. You
Mm,
are very experienced. Your businesses are very successful. But the way in which you guys actually relate to the professionals in your program is like we are all still professionals, and you have the ability to do this. Not like my business is up here and your business is trying to get moving.
yeah,
It's like, no, your attitude should be like your business is up here,
that's right.
and it helps to boost your confidence. So you guys set the energy in the room
Mhm.
and the expectation, and it just makes you want to continue to shoot higher, continue to push yourself to understand, to be confident in asking questions and gaining clarity. There are moments that are funny, there are moments that are heartfelt,
We like to have
you know.
fun.
Yes, and it's that type. So really, you guys, as I call you, consultants, as mentors, as coaches, you are so relatable. And then the knowledge that follows under that, and your ability to even talk to people, talk to us, it shows why you guys are so successful in what it is that you do. Because being a person that's so authentic, that's what I seek. And if I sense that that authenticity is not there, I could shut down. I've grown from
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But when I came in, I would shut down because I don't relate to you. But
Yeah.
being able to relate to you guys, and then the knowledge, the business knowledge, the clinical knowledge, the high spirit in the room, it is just the place to be for blood work analysis. Baby, I'm the number one blood work analysis provider in the state of North Carolina. That's how I
Okay.
feel.
You better claim it. Someone's got to take the title. So it
Come
might
on.
as well be you.
Come on.
And you are the blood work MP. So it
Yes,
just
I'm
makes
the blood
sense,
work
right? It
MP.
just makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
And so knowing what you know now from the clinical side and the business side, and again,
Mm-hmm.
it's you're not finished yet. We're not done yet. But
Yeah.
even knowing what you know now, where do you see yourself in the next 6 months or even 12 months with this knowledge, this clinical piece, the root cause analysis piece? And here, I just want to make sure I mention this. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. That's the genesis, the root cause blood work analysis.
Yes.
We help you develop a like that's your low ticket offer. We help you develop kind of a mid tier offer and shorter term offer, and then a high ticket longer term offer, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so, but now having all of that in place, having the framework in place, and putting this all together, where do you see your business now in the next 6 months?
Sharice, in the next 6 months to 12 months with what I have, and honestly, wanting to continue to work with you guys, I would definitely myself in mid to high six figures in my business. If I continue, no, when I continue, as I continue the same momentum
Mm-hmm.
that I have, this
Mm-hmm.
same hunger and thirst for knowledge, of the consistency and continuing to listen over and over and over so that I can communicate clearly with my clients, the
Mm-hmm.
amount of people that I'm relating to, even building relationships with who have not become my clients yet,
Yet.
but they're seeing me as a resource. Those things, like they would say in that what's the credit card commercial? Priceless.
Price? Yes, yes.
What, the
Priceless.
discovery,
I think it's Discover. I think so. I don't know, but I
yeah.
know what you're
So
talking about.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
it's priceless. It's
Yeah.
priceless. And again, the confidence, the momentum that I have, the ability now to open up my mouth and speak to people. Don't say tired around me. If
Yeah.
you
Don't
don't
say
want to,
that's the key word. Don't say
don't say
tired.
you tired. We're
And you guys,
plugging
that won't be for
in.
all of you, but that is her area
Yes.
of focus,
Yes.
which is so important, particularly with entrepreneurs. And again, that's your niche.
Yes.
So yeah. And let me
Absolutely.
ask you this, since we're talking about priceless, because you do have to put a
Yes.
price on your services and your expertise
Yes.
and the transformation that you are providing. But
Mm-hmm.
share with us what your high ticket program
Mm-hmm.
cost investment is,
Mm-hmm.
and well, let's just start there, and I'll ask you the secondary question after that. So,
Okay.
what is your high ticket program?
So my high ticket program, do you want me to share what all they get as well?
You don't have to,
Or
just for time's
okay.
sake,
So
but yeah,
my high ticket program is 19,779.
yeah. Now, let me ask you this. So she said, yes,
Mm-hmm.
she said 19,779. Now, I want you to rewind, let's say 3 months ago. You haven't been in the program
Mm-hmm.
for maybe 3 months. So let's say 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
let's say 6 months ago. I want you to go back six
Okay.
months ago. Would you have in a million years thought, number one, that you would ever have a program priced at that? Number two, that you knew enough to even be able to charge that amount? Number three, would you have even been able to articulate those numbers
Let me tell you.
without throwing up in your mouth?
Let me it would have been all kinds of throw up, stuttering, ticks, everything.
Stuttering and ticks.
It's a ticks, 19,000. And I wouldn't have been able to confidently say it, but now I know that it's worth the transformation, the change, the quality of life
Yeah,
that you get. That is really a minor investment in what the return is that they're going to get in their lives.
absolutely. Yeah,
And that's where that comes from. It's like, no, you are getting so much more.
yeah.
19,000, would it do some things for my business? Yes. But again, is it going to change, honestly, the trajectory of my life? Do I become a millionaire, a billionaire because someone spent 19,000? No. But what do they get? They get memories with their grandchildren. They're back on the floor playing with their kids. They're going to gymnastics, basketball games.
Yeah.
not feeling
Quality
tired,
life
quality intimacy
and
with their
quantity
spouse,
and
and
quantity, but
quantity,
also,
and
yeah,
quantity.
yeah,
Sleep at night. You can't put a price on rest.
priceless,
It's
priceless.
priceless.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
rest at night, and then
right,
waking up and not feeling tired. It can
right,
go throughout your whole day. You can cook without burning food up now, or trying to cook it really quickly.
right.
You can
Yep,
do well and be productive in your business,
right,
in your professional endeavors. You're now successful. People come to you now because you are the resource, because your mind is always clear and sharp.
right,
That is
right.
priceless. That you're
Absolutely.
going to get for the rest of your life.
And
you
the
know
return, we talk about return on investment, because you
yes.
are sharp, you are alert, you are,
Hmm.
you are clear,
Yes.
right?
Yes, and you
And
feel
so,
good.
and you feel good. So, you're
Hmm.
making an impact not just in their health, but then also in their finances. And when you
Finances,
impact their health and your finances, you affect their whole entire life.
the quality of life is just shot up.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hmm.
as we wrap up, this has been so good. But as we wrap up, all good things must come to an end. So
Yes.
as we wrap up, what would you share with someone who's considering enrolling in the process practitioner? Oh, actually, let me stop right there before I ask that question. You
Hmm.
attended the Secret Language of Blood Work Masterclass, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, game changer.
Oh, that's what was like, okay, this is it. This has been the missing piece the whole time. That was it. I knew that I knew that I knew
Yeah.
after that. The
I
way
hear that
he
all the time.
explained,
Go ahead. The missing piece. I cannot tell you how many times people said, this has been the missing piece. Go
this is
ahead.
the
You said the
missing
way that he
piece.
explained.
The way he explained the thyroid. I have to keep going back to the way he explained the thyroid and his whiteboard. I love the
Y'all get to meet the whiteboard this Sunday for those of you who are
yes.
enrolled
If
in the
listen,
for the masterclass. Yeah.
don't miss the whiteboard. You
Don't miss
think
the
you learned
whiteboard.
something in your training, whatever your training was, your healthcare background was. You think you learned
Yeah.
something. You think you had a favorite instructor that made things super understandable for you. You get to that whiteboard when he puts that whiteboard up, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh!" Screenshot, take a
Right.
picture.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know that
Yeah.
helps you to really explain that. So I came in through the master class. Best
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
decision,
The
best
master.
best decision of my entrepreneurship thus far.
Yeah. So glad that you did, because you're doing amazing. When I say amazing work in this world, you are doing such an amazing work, and it's so needed. It's so
Oh,
needed. So,
yes.
and I just got to brag on you for a second. I, I'm sure I've said this before, but I just want to take this moment really to acknowledge your level of commitment
Let me
to
cry.
making sure, when I tell when I tell you got it, you got it. You got
Oh,
it. When you submit, like every week, when you do your, whenever you, not every week, but when the weeks that you do submit a root cause blood work analysis, when I
yeah.
tell you, and we go through that, it's like Latoya didn't miss a thing. Like she's got it. She's got it and from the clinical perspective. And then again, it translates into, because you know that you've got it, like you've got this certainty that you've
Hmm.
got it, that allows you to now bring it to market. A lot of times people don't talk about their services, talk about their product, because they don't have that level of certainty. You've
Yes.
got that level of certainty because you've got a solid foundation. And that's why you were able to enroll 4 people in one day. So I just want to again just applaud you and recognize you, and
Oh,
just
thank
say
you.
you you got it. You got it.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. So
Oh
the final
God.
question I was going to ask you, don't be crying. The final question I was going to ask you is, if there's
Oh.
someone who is thinking, who might be considering enrolling in the Prosperous Practitioner Program, what would
Mhm.
you say to them?
Do it. Just do it. Don't doubt yourself. Just do it. You have the best right here. If you have been looking for the missing piece to your business and to your professional healthcare career, this is it. Just do it. Don't doubt yourself. You have the best supporting you. You have the best in your space and in your corner. This is going to be one of the most happiest places that you will have in your life. To that single mom that is wondering if she should take the time to invest in this because something has to change in her life, I'm telling you, we are the messengers today. Do it. Do it. You will not regret it, and you will change the trajectory truly of you and your children's lives. Invest in yourself. Don't doubt. You have the best support in you. Just do it.
Powerful. So powerful. And on that, we'll end. We will end. This went a little bit longer than I expected, but you know what? I think
It's
what needed
fun.
to be, I know, right? What needed to be said was said. What needed to be shared was shared, and I know that someone needed to hear your testimony.
Yes.
Someone needed to hear your testimony. So thank you so much for your
Yes.
time. Thank you for sharing your heart, your time,
Thank you.
your brilliance with us.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. And thank you for what you do, and choosing to step into the calling of training others and not being fearful. I appreciate you so much. I really do.
Thank you. Thank you, and you're
Yeah.
welcome. All righty. Well, we will see you guys next time. And actually, we'll see you next time on another one of these, but we'll definitely see you at the Secret Language of Love Work Masterclass this Sunday.
Don't
If
miss it.
you have do not miss it. If you haven't registered, I'm going to just type in Masterclass in the comment section, and I'll make sure to drop the link in there so you can attend.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. With that,
All
we will
right.
talk to y'all later.
All right.
Don't go
Bye.
anywhere. Don't go anywhere, Latoya.
Okay.
All right.